welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the weekly reading for the sign of Libra. This is going to be for February 8th to the 14th. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and remind you that I'm giving away the Love Oracle card deck for Valentine's Day. And all you have to do to be in the running is to be subscribed and leave a comment on my channel, all right? I have gotten comments from people who want to be entered and they're not subscribed. If you're not subscribed to my channel, you're not entered. So you can leave comments if you want to, but unless you're subscribed, you can't be in the running for the deck. Sorry. But other than that, let's get right into it, all right, guys? As I'm shuffling, my 3 Kings incense is burning. It'll clear up in just a minute. All right, my lovely Libras, let's see what your 3 oracle cards are for February 8th to the 14th. For some reason lately, I've been having August on my mind a lot, like August dates. I don't know why. It just keeps popping up, but in any case, let's get right into it, my lovely Libras, all right? We're going to go ahead and pull out your 3 oracle cards, then your 3 animal spirits. And then we'll get right into your forecast for the week, okay, guys? All right, so Libra, your first is Twin Flames. All right, Twin Flame sort of union, connection. All right, sorry about the focus on these black cards. They are black on black on black. And talking, so it's time to have that conversation, right? Talking with someone, conversing with someone. Maybe you might even be waiting for a message. Not enough. It's just not enough, right? Frustration in relationships, friendships, perhaps could mean quite a few things, you know, right? Jealousy issues sometimes, right? But we'll see. We'll get into it. Animal spirits, let's pull those out for you. Now, animal spirits can come in the form of individuals you might be dealing with, right? They may resonate with a certain animal spirit. Spirits of certain animals can come in as energies that you want to tap into to help you over a particular situation or through a particular scenario, right? So let's just see what animal spirits you have working with you this week, February 8th to 14th, my lovely Libras. Apologize for background noise. Living in the city on the East Coast, so, you know, good luck. Good luck recording quiet videos. Straight out, we have the beaver. Beautiful, beautiful water. Water spirit, right? The beaver is really a regular player on my reading. Shows up quite a lot. We have the hawk. Air spirit, all right, for you, Libra. And then we have the cosmic egg, right? Associated, of course, with the crown chakra, the 7th chakra, and is the final animal spirit in the deck. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get right into your animal spirits. Beaver. Now, the beaver is a water elemental animal spirit, although we know this creature is really quite earthy, right? But they do make their homes in the water. They build these beautiful dams to stem the flow of the water. And the beaver is very symbolic in so many ways. The spirit of the beaver is very hardworking. Very tenacious, right? She just simply won't give up until he's accomplished his goal. The spirit of the beaver is really there to sort of provide a stable emotional home life, right? Because it makes its home in the water. If you think about this as being symbolic of the type of environment that the beaver wants to create, very, very sort of earthy environment, right? The dams are made out of twigs and, you know, stems and things from the earth, right? Yet it is built as a barrier for the water to stem the flow of the water. And so this is the thing. The spirit of the beaver is this type of individual who generally creates a very emotionally stable home life for its family, for itself. It creates an environment of safety and stability, and specifically emotional, right? Specifically emotional. Very nice indeed. I often remind myself with the beaver of like, I think of like a single parent, right? Who's, working maybe 2 jobs, maybe even 3 jobs to raise the family, right? And it's like no matter how hard they work or how tired they are, they come home and they create this beautiful environment for their family, this safe environment, this happy environment. Maybe not having a lot materially, but having so much emotionally. And this really reminds me of the spirit of the beaver. Now the hawk is air element. And the hawk is interesting. I love the hawk energy. The hawk is a messenger of the divine. And when the spirit of the hawk comes into your life, it really feels like fate is shining sort of its light on you, or its eye is on you, right? Things seem to be happening in a very destined way. The thing with the hawk also is that the hawk is able to bring clarity to a situation, just as it is able to sort of fly really, really high and get a full picture of the land. It can also home in on the details. And so the spirit of the hawk brings perspective, right? Whenever you need perspective in a particular situation, it is the spirit of the hawk that we are trying to draw on. Now, the cosmic egg. The alchemical symbol at the top of the card is the alchemical symbol for ether or spirit. And in this particular deck, not all animal decks have this, animal spirit decks, but in this one, which is why it's one of my favorite, there are 7 ether spirits, and they are either represented by mystical objects or mythical beasts, right? And here we have the snake wrapped around the cosmic egg. Again, this is associated with the 7th chakra, which is the crown chakra, and this is all about completion, right? The cosmic egg, this spirit comes in when we feel we have reached a certain level, when we have completed a certain cycle in our lives, and we are absolutely sort of free from any karma, right? So we have like complete karmic release from the past. We have completion. It feels very much like a connection between you and the spirit is clear. Any obstacles or obstructions that there were between you and your spirit is now gone, and it's almost like the tether is absolutely clear. The cosmic egg is really, really beautiful in a sense. It also reminds us of the ultimate potential that is always there. While one cycle completes, we now have sort of the infinite potential of the next cycle as well, right? Very, very nice. It can be, for instance, if you have finished schooling, right? If you've been finished some kind of long-term project, right? You've reached this huge goal. Or if you have completed therapy after, quite some time, you are now at a stage where you feel like you've actually healed. You've really healed, right? All of these types of things are considered cosmic egg spirit, right? The spirit of the cosmic egg is there. A feeling of no longer being tied to karma as well. It can be a feeling of forgiveness. But for instance, having paid your dues, right? A feeling of having paid your dues, not owing anything, not owing any karma to anyone or owing any sort of paybacks or anything like that. Having completely sort of finished that cycle. And again, starting off fresh again, right? All right, guys, let's get your spreads out, Libra. Show me what's going on with Libra, February 8th to the 14th. Show me. I'm a traditional reader in the sense that I cut my deck. I generally don't, shuffle until cards fall out. Somebody was asking me about that in a comment, so I'm just replying to that. Yeah, in traditional tarot, we don't shuffle until cards fall out. We do a traditional cut with the left hand, the receiving hand. All right, guys. Empress, Knight of Pentacles, and the World. Okay, so some of you are coming in this week, Empress energy. Strong Empress energy, talking about nurturing, right? Nurturing yourself. Really sort of bringing into balance your life, your environment, and who you are also. The Empress is such a beautiful card. It really brings so much to all of the major arcana really have. They're so in-depth, right? Oftentimes I see them interpreted as just one meaning or the other, but they have so many different meanings. The Empress is that card of really sort of being in your power, you know, standing in your strength, standing in your power, knowing that you are the most important. And so a constant nurturing, a constant sort of feeding, you know, that good energy back into yourself is what's necessary to remain creative, right? Or to remain creatively fertile, right? So in a lot of ways, the Empress talks about that fertility. You can see the wheat growing in front, right? The wheat shafts growing in front. That's symbolic of the fertility that the Empress brings. And we're not just talking about physical fertility, the ability to have a child. We're talking about continually fertilizing yourself so that you can remain creative, so that you can remain sort of creatively expressive. The Empress also really just talks about pampering yourself and taking care of yourself. And that's what you're doing this week, Libra. Some of you are coming into this week with this energy. You feel very sort of alive, and you feel like right now, you know, you want to do nice things for yourself. You want to take care of yourself because you know the more that you do that, the more that you have to give. Now, you come into this week with a Knight of Pentacles, or you meet up. You come into the week with Empress, but you run into a Knight of Pentacles. I'm going to say for some of you, this Knight of Pentacles can certainly be a feeling of really getting back into work, right? Getting back into your goal or your path. It can also be somebody coming into you this week who reminds you of that. They may be resonating with Knight of Pentacles. In any case, it's a reminder, or it seems to be a refocusing for some of you on your career goals or your business goals. Very much reminds me of Hawk energy in the sense of regaining perspective on a particular issue, right? It could be that you may have lost your focus. But in any case, if this is an individual coming into you, they come into you this week, you run across them, you know, in your day-to-day activities, but it's something about their level of commitment and their single-mindedness, their focus, that really sort of pulls you in, right? You may even have a conversation, talking. You may even be talking to someone, and the way that they are carrying themselves, or the way that they are sort of going after their dreams, is very sort of inspiring to you in a lot of ways, can be. And it's just this idea of sort of like, you know, I'm ready sort of to get back into this focus as well. I'm ready to go back on my path, on my goal. Some of you may be resonating with this Empress and Knight of Pentacles because you may be coming out of a period where you haven't been so you haven't done so much self-care, right? A Cosmic Egg is reminding me now of this as well. You know, it can be very much like, I feel for some of you, it's almost like you may have come out of a period where maybe you weren't able to take such good care of yourself. You may have had financial issues. You may indeed have been in therapy or getting help with certain emotional or physical issues even. But it seems like that time is behind you, and it's like this week is a week where you're able to sort of get back into yourself and also refocus back into your career, get your perspective. By the end of the week, you resonate with world energy, and it's definitely, world energy is also very synonymous with the Cosmic Egg in a sense that you feel like you know you are exactly where you should be, right? And again, fate, it feels like fate has its eye on you. The World card also resonates a lot with the spirit of the hawk because the energy of the World card is this feeling that everything is just kind of aligning for you, right? Everything is coming into sharp perspective and just working out in a way that makes you feel like you are following your destiny, right? You are where you should be. I always say this with the World card, if there is a feeling also of letting go of any regrets of the past. And here I'm reminded again of the spirit of the Cosmic Egg. Because when you are at a point in your life where you're at right then and there is where you truly want to be and it feels right, there's a certain level of acceptance of everything that's come up to that point. You know, there's a certain level of understanding that even difficult things, even things that you probably maybe before resented going through, you realize that all of that, the sum total of all of that has put you here where you are at right now. And where you're at now is is a place that you're so happy with, you feel so right to you that it really puts everything else in your life into perspective. Emperor energy, Knight of Wands. Nine of Swords. All right. Emperor energy associated with Aries. That's the card for Aries, but that has nothing to do with whether or not you are meeting an Aries or seeing Aries around. So that was another question in the comments. I only mention if a card is associated with a zodiac sign, just like sort of as an aside so that you know. But right here, we're really talking about the Emperor coming in and you resonating with this energy in the sense that you are bringing order to your life. You're seeking to bring order to your life. Seeking maybe to regain authority, or maybe you already have a certain level of authority. Oftentimes, though, when we're resonating with the Emperor energy, it's this feeling of actively sort of being the authoritarian, right? Actively sort of, taking the lead, setting down the rules, or, setting the path of how you're going to move forward. Just being the sort of dominant one, the authoritarian one, right? The authority figure. Can also indicate a feeling of actively wanting to maintain your stability, or certainly establish stability. It could be in certain areas of your life you may feel like you're not in control, right? You're not quite stable there. You're not the one at the head of your ship, right? And so when we resonate with Emperor energy, it is a real sort of intentional sort of feeling of wanting to bring order back to a certain situation, and certainly reassert your authority. So you're coming into the week with this, and you're met with a Knight of Wands. It's quite interesting because this Knight of Wands seems to be an individual who's just coming into your life, right? Or you may already know them. They may be somebody new, but whatever the case is, they are a very sort of, I'm going to say very ambitious, very fiery individual. It almost feels as though they are just kind of coming in and going out. This is not, it's this feeling of somebody who's busy, right? This person is busy. They have a life. They're doing things with life. They have a vision. They have an idea of what they want to do with their lives, in every given moment that when you see them, it's this feeling of, they know what they're wanting to do. It's not like, if you run into them, let's say at your local bar or your local hangout, whatever the case may be, it's not like they're just hanging. I just didn't have anything else to do, so I'm just here hanging out. The Knight of Wands is somebody who's, really got something going on, and they come into your world this week. And it's really interesting because you round off the week with a Knight of Swords. There's a feeling of regret with this person. It could be that they make you feel you may have had a relationship with them before, and you may be feeling like, a little bit like while you're trying to maintain or reestablish your authority, this person kind of comes through your life this week, and they have this real sort of sense of like, well, like they have authority in their lives, right? They have established a certain amount in their lives, but there's also a certain amount of adventure there and sort of movement, I want to say, Libra. And all of this kind of gets you really thinking about your situation, right? So either this could be somebody you've dated and you're kind of like looking back on the times that you were dating them and feeling like, wow, if I was still with them, maybe I will be moving with them now. You know what I mean? Like maybe I will be as busy as they are. You ever see somebody from your past, and they, you might not be so busy, or you might not be where you're at, and they seem to be very busy and very happy and very sort of purposeful. And it almost feels like, man, if we were still together, if I was still with them, perhaps my life would also be that purposeful and that sort of busy, and you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that you don't have a busy life, Libra, but there is some kind of regret associated with this Knight of Wands, because by the end of the week, you're kind of like in Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is like sleepless nights, worry, regret, anxiety. Oftentimes thinking about the past. Nine of Swords is oftentimes thinking about perhaps decisions you've made that you regret, or decisions actions that you've taken that you feel like, maybe I shouldn't have been that way, It's quite interesting, and it's all as a result of this Nine of Wands, just in time for you now kind of really certainly trying to establish yourself as the authority in a certain area in your life. Six of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, Ace of Cups. Last spread, Six of Pentacles. Some of you are coming into this week Feeling very charitable, feeling very helpful. You're wanting to be there for somebody else financially. You have the funds to do it. It could also be that somebody is asking you for financial help or assistance, right? And they know that you have an altruistic heart. You're willing to help. In any case, there's a real feeling of you being sort of there to help somebody else out this week. And you are met with a 10 of Wands. And it's interesting because this 10 of Wands almost feels to me like the individual that you're helping is the one who's kind of coming out of a very difficult stage. It feels to me like they're coming out of a period of burden. They could have also been away for some time taking care of certain responsibilities. They could have been taking care maybe of a sick relative and now it's over and they need a little help or assistance. Or they could have been in therapy and now it's over, cosmic egg, and they're kind of getting over it. This 10 of Wands feels to me like somebody close to you, Libra, who is now able to be back in your life. They need a little help. There's a financial issue here, but something about their situation has come to an end. Something about their situation has concluded, right? It's completed, and they're able to kind of lay down the burdens and responsibilities that they've been carrying, and you guys have a love connection. You know, this could even be an ex coming back into your life after a long period. An example could also be like, say for instance, you dated years and years and years ago when you were younger and you split up, you know, you just went your separate ways. And now you reconnected and you realize this person had this whole like difficult life that they're now just now completing. Now they're able to be with you. It could be that you... It could be, you know, that you're with somebody and maybe they're in the military, right? And they've been in the military for quite some time. This is a burden that they've had to carry willingly, but nevertheless, now it's over and they're coming home, right? Whatever the case is, feels to me that this is your partner. You're the one in a financial position really to make it all happen. And they are completing what they needed to complete. And you guys have a beautiful love connection. Finally, love is able to sort of prosper in this scenario. All right, Libra, this is your reading February 8th to the 14th. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and comment if you want to be in the running for the Love Oracle cards. When I pick the winner on Valentine's Day, I'm just going to pick it for my subscribers. So, and I have a program that picks a random person depending on the comments and depending on whether or not they're subscribed. So it's a random draw, but the only requirement is to be subscribed and to comment. Go ahead and like and share the video if you enjoyed it. If you want to get a private reading, follow the link at the top of your screen. Follow me on Instagram, all of that good stuff. But for right now, Libra, have a wonderful week, and I will see you the following week for your weekly. Bye-bye now.